Grade 5 Music Theory, a worked example, question 3. Give the meaning of Alligretto. This, I hope you know, means fairly fast. Senza ped. Ped is short for pedale and senza means without. So, without pedal. And this is simply a repeat. But it might be a good point to notice here that the repeat goes all the way back to the beginning because there is no repeat sign facing forward. So let's say repeat from the beginning. Complete the following statement. The triplet, this one here, means 3 semiquavers in the time of, or 3 16th notes in the time of. Now, a triplet sign always means 3 in the space of 2. So that would be 3 semiquavers in the space of 2 semiquavers. Now you could actually write 2 semiquavers. Or you could convert that into a single note and write just a quaver. Or if you like to say 8th notes and 16th notes, that would be worth an 8th note. Part B to this question. Describe the chords marked X, Y and Z as 1, 2, 4 and 5. Also indicate whether the lowest note of the chord is the root A, 3rd B or 5th C. Remember that the key is E minor. So, the chord marked as X. Here we have a C, an F sharp and an A. It might be a good idea at this point to write out your primary triads 1, 2, 4 and 5 for E minor on a piece of scrap paper. You could just write out E minor 1, 2, 4 and 5. So in E minor 1 is E, G, B, 2 is F sharp, A and C. 4 would be A, C and E, and 5 would be B, D sharp because of the raised 7th, and F sharp. Now going back to chord X, C, F sharp and A we can see is the same notes as here. So it's chord 2, but because C is at the bottom, it is in second inversion. So we call it 2C. Right, the notes in Y. Here we have a B, D sharp and F sharp. And that is simply chord 5. You could put the A, but very commonly this is often left out for the root position chords. 5 without a letter by implication means 5A. And the chord at Z include the whole of this bracketed group. So we have E, G, B and a B at the base. And here we have chord 1. But as we noticed, the bass note is B. So that's chord 1, C in second inversion. And the second part of this question, rewrite the first left-hand chord of bar 8, just finding bar 8 right at the end there, so that it sounds at the same pitch but using the tenor C clef. So first of all we need to write a tenor clef. It's like the alto clef, but middle C is now on the 4th line here. By the way, that little arrow is not part of what you need to write. Okay, And these two notes, B and D, are the ones just either side of middle C. There and there. It also says to remember to put in the clef and the key signature. So we need a key signature of F sharp. Now in tenor clef we need to go down here for the F sharp. And finally, just make sure that we've written a quaver. And for good measure, it's staccato. And finally for this question, give the technical names, e.g. tonic, dominant, of the two notes in the right hand part marked A and B. So this note here and this note here. Remember that the key is E minor. So in E minor, G is the third note, which is called the mediant. And F sharp is the second note, which is called the supertonic. Then name a standard orchestral instrument that could play the left hand part of bars 1 to 4 so that it sounds at the same pitch, and state the family of instruments to which it belongs. So here is the left hand part of bars 1 to 4, and you could pick a variety of instruments, but let's say for example anything that uses bass clef, bassoon, which is woodwind. You could have also chosen cello, which is strings, or a brass instrument, tuba, any of these would be acceptable. And then finally, underline one of the percussion instruments in the list below that produces sounds of indefinite pitch. That means something that just bangs rather than makes a note. And the answer would be tambourine.